Hello learners, in our last lecture we have explained the consumer's equilibrium through cardinal measure of utility. We have found that a consumer is in equilibrium in case of free good, how many free goods he will consume to be in equilibrium. In case of an economic good, and when consumer consuming more than or two goods or more than two goods. But modern economists disregarded the concept of cardinal measure of utility. They were of the opinion that utility is a psychological phenomenon and it is next to impossible to measure the utility in absolute terms. According to the economists, a consumer can rank various combinations of goods and services in order of his preference. For example, a consumer consumes two goods, say tea and coffee. Then he can indicate whether he prefers tea over coffee or whether he prefers coffee over tea or whether he is indifferent between tea and coffee, that is both are equally preferable and both of them give him same level of satisfaction. This approach of does not use cardinal values like 1, 2, 3, 4 as we have used in the previous concept, 1 util, 2 utils, 3 utils, 4 utils. In this method, we use ordinal numbers like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., which can be used only for ranking. It means if the consumer likes tea more than coffee, then he will give first rank to tea and second rank to coffee. Similarly, if he prefers coffee more than tea, then he will give first rank to coffee and second rank to tea. So you are getting here two things, preference and indifference. In the indifference curve analysis, the consumer are assumed to select commodities according to their preferences. Consumer preferences determine which commodity bundles are purchased. Assume that there exist only two commodities. Then a pair of quantities of the two commodities is called a commodity bundle. A commodity bundle can be represented by a point in the commodity space. Thus, the commodity bundle X represents X1 units of the first commodity and X2 units of the second commodity. This is for good X, maybe for good Y, that another bundle or commodity Y can be represented at Y1, Y2. Now, given two commodity bundles, X and Y, the consumer can either prefer X to Y or prefer Y to X or be indifferent between X and Y. Hence, there are two basic relations. Number one, XPY or XYPX. Here P represents preference. That means X good is preferred to Y good or Y good is preferred to X good. And number two, XIY, where I represent indifference. That means X good indifferent of Y good. Means X and Y similar in terms of preference. Now let us know the assumptions of indifference curves. Indifference curves are based upon the assumptions. Number one, non-satiety. A rational person will prefer a larger quantity of a good than a smaller of it. That is for every rational consumer. They will prefer more of one good compared to the less of other good. It is assumed that the consumer has not yet attained satiety for the good. Therefore, this assumption is realistic and reasonable. Number two, transitivity. The consumer is supposed to be consistent about their tastes. For example, if A prefers B and B prefers C, then it follows that A also prefers C. Or in other words, we can say, if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. This assumption is called transitivity. Next, third, it is based on the principle of diminishing marginal substitutability. In the indifference curve analysis, it is assumed that the principle of diminishing marginal rate of substitution operates. This means that as the consumer consumes more and more units of a commodity, its marginal rate of substitution diminishes. We'll explain the diminishing marginal substitutability at the later stage of this explanation. Next, what is indifference curve? When a consumer consumes various goods and services, then there are some combinations which give him exactly the same total satisfaction. Is the amount of satisfaction you get from good X and good Y at a particular bundle of two goods will be same to the another bundle of X and Y good. So indifference curve refers to the graphical representation of various alternative combinations of bundles of two goods among which consumer is indifferent. So the consumer is indifferent means similar, same. There is no different. The various alternative combinations, combination A, B, C, D, in every combination he gets same amount of satisfaction. So indifference curve is a locus of points that show such combinations of two commodities which give the consumer same satisfaction. Now let us understand the concept of indifference curve from this example. In this table, we see first column is combination, second is coffee denoted as X good, and third column T denoted by Y good. Now consumer has the different combination A, B, C, D. Combination A, 1 cup of coffee and 7 cup of tea. Combination B, 2 cups of coffee and 4 cups of tea. Combination C, 3 cups of coffee and 2 cups of tea. And fourth combination, we find 4 cups of coffee and 1 cup of tea. From this table we see that consumer is indifferent between these 4 combinations of tea and coffee. For example, combination A, 1 cup of coffee plus 7 cup of tea. The amount of satisfaction the consumer obtained from this combination is equivalent to 2 cups of coffee plus 4 cups of tea. B is equivalent to C. C is equivalent to D. So the consumer is getting same amount of satisfaction in all these combinations. When these combinations are represented graphically, we get indifference curve represented by IC. Now we all the plot, suppose this is the point A. In point A we have got 1 unit of coffee X, this is 1 unit, and 7 units of T. Similarly in D, this is the D combination. In D combination 1 unit of T, this is 1 unit of T, measure here 1 unit of T, 1 unit of T, and 4 units of coffee. By joining all these points, we get indifference curve. So IC in this diagram represent indifference curve. Later we will discuss how the indifference schedule is constructed. So A point, B point, C point and D point will join and will get a curve. This curve is called indifference curve. Now what is indifference map? Indifference map refers to the family of indifference curves that represents consumer preference over all bundles of two goods. An indifference curve represents all combinations which provide same level of satisfaction. One indifference curve, the different point in one indifference curve, the same amount of satisfaction. So suppose in IC2 there are B point, B1 point, B2 point, B3 point. IC3 C point, C1 point, C2 point, C3 point, A and IC1, A1, A, B1, A1, A2, A3 like this. So this in IC1, A, A1, A2, A3 gives the same amount of satisfaction. In IC2, B, B1, B2, B3 gives the same amount of satisfaction. In IC3, C, C1, C2, C3 will give the same amount of satisfaction. But so a consumer has the unlimited number of indifference curves in his indifference map. So when all these curves are plotted in a single diagram, it is called indifference map. An indifference curve represents all the combinations which provide same amount of satisfaction. Every higher means this IC2 is higher than IC1, IC3 is higher than IC2, or in other words we can say IC2 is less than IC3 and IC1 is less than IC2. So when it is greater than, it shows higher level of satisfaction. When it is less than, it shows lower amount of satisfaction. Text monotonic preference. What is monotonic preference? It means that a rational consumer always prefer more of a commodity as it offers a higher level of satisfaction. Obviously, a consumer will always prefer the commodity in which he will get higher level of satisfaction. A bundle is said to be monotonically preferred when there is at least more of one good but no less of other good, or more of both the goods as compared to the other bundle, then this bundle is said to be monotonically preferred. But if these are same identical or the same amount of satisfaction they get when two bundles provide the consumer same amount of satisfaction, then it is called monotonically indifferent. But when at least more of one good but no less of other good, or more of both the good, then it is called monotonically preferred. For example, there is a combination A. A combination we have got 1, 2. B combination 2, 2 or 2, 3. Now in this case, if we compare A and B, if you see the first good in B, there is more in the first good, but the second good is same. That means more of one good in B, but no less of other goods. So B is preferred to A. If B's value is this 2, 3, then in this case both the goods are more in B bundle. So B is preferred to A. So then the bundle B is monotonically preferred to bundle A. Now let us come to the marginal rate of substitution. Always we have explained in the assumption of indifference curve. Now let us define it. Marginal rate of substitution refers to the rate at which the commodities can be substituted with each other so that the total satisfaction of the consumer remains the same, or it is the rate at which one commodity is substituted for the other. And this marginal rate of substitution, it measures the slope of indifference curve. The slope of indifference curve is measured by marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of substitution is calculated by using this formula. For example, MRS, marginal rate of substitution for good X to Y, good X for Y, then it will be delta Y by delta X. Delta Y is what? Loss in satisfaction in good Y, for what we sacrifice the good Y. That is, in that case we are sacrificing the good tea. We are increasing the consumption of coffee and we are sacrificing tea. So it will be marginal rate of substitution. Coffee for tea will be loss in satisfaction of tea divided by gain in satisfaction of coffee. That is loss in good Y divided by gain in good X. Now the principle of law of diminishing marginal rate of substitution. We have said in the assumption that the indifference curve is based on the principle of law of diminishing marginal rate of substitution. It means that the law defines that as the consumer consumes more and more units of a good, its marginal rate of substitution diminishes. When we consume more of coffee, for every 1 cup of coffee increases, the rate at which tea we sacrifice go on diminishing. In the first case, in our example, if you go, we'll find that in the first case, the consumer is in 1 cup of coffee, he is sacrificing 3 cups of tea. For the next 1 cup, he is sacrificing 2 cups of tea. And again, for 1 additional cup of coffee, he is sacrificing 1 cup of tea. So what do we find? We find that when we increase the consumption of one commodity, the rate at which we sacrifice for the other commodity go on diminishing. It is just like marginal opportunity, diminishing marginal utility concept. Now the question is, why marginal rate of substitution diminishes? What is the rationale behind the assumption of diminishing marginal rate of substitution? Or we can say, why is the marginal rate of substitution assumed to be diminishing? There are 3 reasons for it. Number 1, the want of a particular good is suitable so that as the consumer gets more and more units of the good, his intensity of desire for the good diminishes. For this fall in the intensity of desire for good X, the consumer is prepared to sacrifice less and less unit of good Y for every increment in good X. As the consumer gets more good X and less good Y, his marginal significance for good X decreases while that of good Y increases. As a result, the consumer is prepared to give up less and less unit of good Y for a unit increase in good X. Means when you are increasing the consumption of coffee by 1 cup, then the less and less units of tea is given up. Secondly, the marginal rate of substitution decreases because of imperfect substitutability between the two goods. If the two goods are not perfect, substitutes of each other, one cannot perform the functions of the other exactly. The loss of one cannot be exactly compensated by the gain of the other. Hence, when X good increases by equal amounts, the consumer will be willing to sacrifice less and less units of good Y in order to remain on the same indifference curve. In this case of perfect substitutes, however, they are regarded as one and the same good. Hence, the marginal rate of substitution will remain the same. Thirdly, the principle of diminishing marginal rate of substitution will be applicable only if the increase in the consumption of any commodity does not increase the want satisfying power of other. For example, if as the consumer gets more coffee, it raises the usefulness of tea, then the consumer will have to sacrifice larger units of tea for each unit increase in coffee in order to obtain the same level of satisfaction. Now the concept of DMRS. Diminishing marginal rate of substitution can be explained with the help of the table and the indifference curve. We know that the marginal rate of substitution go on diminishing as we increase the consumption of one good. Here also we'll come to know how the indifference schedule is constructed. We have assumed there are four combination A, B, C and D. Also we have assumed coffee, 1 cup of coffee, 2 cup of coffee, 3 cup of coffee, 4 cup of coffee. Now we have not mentioned about the tea. So let us now the DMRS, we know the first cannot be calculated, so it is undefined. The second one in diminishing order you have to write, so you have written 3, 2, 1, you can write 30, 20, 10, you can write anything in decreasing order, 4, 2, 1, you can write 5, 3, 1, anything. So we have written here 3, 2, 1. Now add this, sum up. 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6. Now this total of this marginal will add by minimum 1. So you're getting 6 plus 1, 7. We can add 2 also, we can add 3 also, we can add 4 also. If we add 3, then 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 9. We can add 4 also, 3, 2, 1 means total will be 7, 10. Now this we have added 1, 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, it becomes 7. Now 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. and 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. One thing we have to keep in mind, in indifference analysis, a rational consumer never prefers extreme combination. What is extreme combination? Extreme combination means the consumer will have to consume both the commodities. He cannot like only one product. Means coffee cannot be 0 or tea cannot be 0. And that is why we have added 1. If we make 2 plus 1 plus 3, 6, then 6 minus 3, 3, 3 minus 2, 2, 1, 1 minus 1, 0 will come. And that is why we have added 1. Minimum 1 will add, then this combination will not be 0. I hope you have understood how to construct the table. Again I repeat, we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4 units, that is 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. Then we have marginal rate of substitution, we know it is diminishing. So we have taken 3, 2, 1, it is diminishing order. We have added this 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6, 6, and minimum 1 will add to it. It will become 7. So 7 we have written in the first combination. 7 minus 3, 4. 4 minus 2, 2, and 2 minus 1, 1. So our indifference schedule with DMRS we have written. We have completed a hypothetical indifference schedule. In this way we can construct any number of indifference schedule. Now this indifference schedule is represented and we have drawn this indifference curve. We have taken combination A here, it indicates 7 units of Y good, Y means tea, and 1 unit of X good, that is coffee. Combination B, 4 units of Y good, tea, and 2 units of X good, coffee. Next, combination C, we get 2 units of Y and 3 units of X. Combination D, we have got 1 unit of Y, that is tea, and 4 units of coffee, that is Y. X. Now by joining these points, we have got this ABCD curve, which is known as indifference curve. Now at this point, what A point already went to 1x plus 7y, B 2x plus 4y, 3 C we have got 3x plus 2y, and D point 4x plus 1y. Now because of this, if you see that MRS is delta y by delta x. So delta y is how much? Delta y is 7 minus 4 means 3. 3 divided by this one, 2 minus 1, 1. So it is 3. At this 3 delta y is equal, MRS is at this point, B point MRS is 3. Now B to C. 4 minus 2, 2 delta y, and delta x is 1, 3 minus 2, 1, so 3 by 1, 3. So here it is 4, here it is 3. Then delta y is how much? 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, and delta x is 4 minus 3, 1. So 1 by 1 is equal to 1. So what we are getting here? 3, 2, and 1. It is decreasing as we are increasing the consumption of coffee. The rate go on diminishing, and because of this the curve is convex to the origin. This curve is convex to the origin. When a curve is convex to the origin, when its marginal concept decreasing. Now see, when consumer moves from point A to B, he sacrifices 3 cups of tea for 1 cup of coffee. Similarly, from B to C, he sacrifices 2 cups of tea for 1 cup of coffee. And from C to D, he sacrifices 1 cup of tea for 1 cup of coffee. So MRS is decreasing. Thank you.